Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen and Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Oceaniz.
Hello, hello, folks. How's it hanging?
And boy, it's been some kind of week.
Yeah, I mean we had a Choujin X chapter, so that's already a big event.
Yeah, Choujin X's release schedule is so weird to me that it's been a
hmm
month and 2 weeks, so it's been like 6 weeks since the last one. But then you'll have
and
some where he's like, "Hey, it's been 3 days. Here's another one."
I think it coincides with like how much coffee he's had recently. We also have Chainsaw Man chapter 100 today on the table. Um, so this means the first time since part 2 has started, we've actually managed to get one of these episodes recording before the next chapter comes
Before
out.
the next Chainsaw Man chapter drops, so people in the comments aren't like, "Where's the next Chainsaw Man chapter?"
In the future, my folks. Black Clover is back.
Sure
And
is.
yeah, and it's entering its final arc apparently. I'll take everyone's word for it. I
I
don't
think
know. I'm
that's what they
not reading
said
it.
when it went on hiatus. It was to prepare for it, like to. I don't know what that means because I've never heard of anyone take a hiatus to get ready for the arc. I don't know what that means, but
Uh,
yes, that's supposedly what it's for.
all right. Any other news?
Uh, not that I can think of. One Piece is getting that movie.
Mm-hmm. The
Um,
movie Red, right? It's
yeah, the
called.
Shanks movie.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, nothing that I have noticed over the week.
Yeah, just normal stuff in the manga sphere. We're getting the Chainsaw Man trailer on August 5th, I believe.
That's not too far. It's not bad.
No, that's like next week.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Okay, cool. About time.
Yeah,
For God's
yeah.
sake.
And they're also gonna reveal the voice actors, and I already feel bad for whoever is voicing Makima.
Yes. Oh God. Poor
Yeah,
thing.
she's going to be inundated with weirdos.
Yes, that's gonna be. I hope she makes money for doing
I
it.
mean, I'm sure she will, considering how. Have you seen the fucking staff list for Chainsaw Man?
Yes.
Like we are eating. Holy shit! Like it is. We have what? We have an action directors from Jujutsu Kaisen. We have action directors and background directors from Jujutsu Kaisen and Black Clover. We even have like a Ufotable guy I saw. So like we're fucking getting fed. So I hope she makes enough money to offset all the weirdos that will send her like weird videos of themselves barking.
Yeah, I hope she doesn't have any like social media that she uses with
Yes,
frequency.
yes, I hope so too. But anything else other than that?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So what are your top three?
Oh man, I don't really know. This week was a lot of like so stuff. I think my number three is Undead Unluck. My number
Mhm.
two, Chainsaw Man. My number one, Jujutsu Kaisen.
All right. My number three is My Hero. My number two is Chainsaw Man, and my number one is Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, so we're close. We're
Yeah,
close.
and anytime we have those three in our top threes, it just makes you feel nostalgic.
For the
Like,
good old days.
the first sort of 10, 15 episodes of SNC when making your top three was so fucking easy.
Yeah, when it
Because
was
there was,
just those three every time.
yeah,
Not anymore.
nope. Um,
It's the dark
but
times
okay.
now.
Oh, also, Elusive Samurai was on break for some reason.
That's what it was. I had this shirt like sinking feeling that I had missed one. And we
Yeah.
were gonna talk about on the air. You were gonna go, oh, what about this? And I was like, fuck, I didn't read it. It was Elusive Samurai, and it's not here. Oh.
Yeah, and another thing, the very tragic indefinite hiatus of Ruri Dragon is also a
Yes,
thing that
that
happened
is
this week.
awful. Awful to hear.
That's like, can you imagine you are young? Oh fuck! I
Apparently
gotta
you
drink
can.
some. Oh yeah, you just get sick after you get like your big break and your manga is like taking off and you just have to take an indefinite hiatus. Like, God, I read that and I felt so bad for the guy.
Oh, I know. Like, God, I can't even. And then like the people making weird comments at him, like the editor making that weird comment. They're like, "Oh, this feels like the last chapter." It's like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
He's fucking really sick. Leave him alone. Why would you say that shit?
Well, it's the manga industry. They do be a little sick over there.
I guess so. It's like, fuck. You already know he's stressing about his health, and then they're like, "Man, sure feels like we should just stop working with you now."
Oh, you got a cold? Damn, this axe is looking shiny today.
Maybe Shonen Jump
um,
operates under the rule of like, kill it before it spreads.
mhm.
He's sick. We gotta take him out before he infects the others.
God, no, but yeah, no, that's super tragic. God, it's just again such a Shonen Jump moment where you
Isn't
have
it
like
really though? Like that's a good title for it.
yeah, I guess, but still, it's sort of like you have a promising up and coming series and it just gets smothered by the workload. And then yeah, as you said, like all Shonen Jump can really muster is indefinite hiatus plus unfunny joke about how it feels like a last chapter. Yeah.
Yep. Unfunny, a little bit tasteless joke about how oh, I guess your career is over.
Yeah. Too bad. But okay. Let's actually go into the meat before
Alright.
we start.
Let's get to the business.
Yeah, because if we go into this too hard, then John Shonen Jump might stop watching the series.
That's true. We can't have that. We need to
And
make sure that we keep the under the table money flowing.
exactly, and he is our direct pipeline to Koi Horikoshi, and I do love bullying him. So
That was Ocean's stipulation for joining the show. Is he gets to have one angry phone call with Horikoshi every week.
yes, yes. The thing is, I don't even know if it's him. They hand me a phone, and I just yell into it and then hang up. I've never heard his voice.
He doesn't speak back.
All right.
Jesus.
What's first?
First up is gonna be Choujin X.
Which is cool. I keep it's always the same thing. Like Shoujin X disappears for a month, and I forget all about it. A chapter comes out, and I'm like, oh yeah, this shit's gas.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the Choujin cycle, right? Like
Yeah.
it's good, and you're like, I really like this, and then it vanishes completely from existence because
Hmm.
it just you don't know when the next one's coming out. It just drops, and then you
Hmm.
see it, and you're like, oh yeah, this shit good.
Yeah. Exactly. I really like the backstory you got on Eli. That was super unexpected. I didn't think we were gonna get it on her like now, or maybe it's super obvious, and I just forgot that there was foreshadowing to it last chapter. Um, but no, I really appreciate it. I like sort of the um whole thing with Azuma here. I also like when he screams his name in class. A girl's
Mhm.
immediately like, "You piece of shit, he's mine." That's the kind of energy we need. And yeah, I also really like that they made up with Eli and Azuma. That they all sort of are in an understanding that this was an outburst, something that happens. And I'm also super happy to see that what is it, Eduardo is still alive.
Yeah, he's still kicking. I don't really care about the
Actually,
paper girl, but I love this guy.
yeah, he's so cool. I love him. And we also learned a bit or heard, I guess, a bit more about like raising and flattening
Mm-hmm.
um your Shoujin state. So that's interesting. And I guess we're now gonna have like our boys fight this doctor guy.
Yeah, this posh steak enthusiast.
Yeah. I do like that though, where he's like, "Don't disturb me during my steak." Oh well, I want you to kill some children. Throw steak on the floor. I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah. You son of a bitch, I'm in. But yeah, no, I really like this chapter. Again, it's so hard to say anything about Choujin X because I don't remember anything anytime. It's like Undead Unluck but worse. I really
Yeah.
do feel like an old man here.
Yeah, it's that time delay, man. That like
Yeah.
I'm not saying it has to be weekly, but I think the irregularity of it, that I'm always caught off guard when a Choujin X chapter drops, just stops it from. It's like permanently finding a brain cell to live in.
Yeah, I feel yeah. But I mean, every time it does come back, it's pure gas, so I'm not biffed. I think it's absolutely fucking cool as hell. And also, on pages 31 and 32, that balloon is absolutely photoshopped in, right?
On the last page.
Not the last page, but like
Oh, the
30.
32. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that one looks very sort of
Yeah, looks like it would be in
Boichi.
Doctor Stone.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I kind of want to see this rivalry continue to be interesting because they kind of make up here, but I kind of want it to remain like a thing in the back of their minds for
Yeah,
however
well, I
long
mean, at the
Shoujin
end
X
there,
ends
he
up
kind of
going.
says that like he's still feeling it, but
Mhm.
it's just not. He doesn't want to be feeling it. Like he's gonna just actively try to not. So like, it's definitely
Mhm.
gonna pop up again from time to time. I think. I'm hoping this isn't like the I've overcome it and I'm never gonna care again about it kind of thing.
Yeah, but well, that would be weird. I kind of almost
Yeah.
can't imagine that. All right, are we moving on?
Yep. Yep. Oh god. Next up is gonna be fucking Earthchild.
Yeah.
This sure as
Wow.
exists. It sure is.
I can't even like definitively say that. Oh yeah, the series is getting canceled, so he's rushing. It just seems weird.
It is just not good. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know why. The original bit of it with saving the mom was so good, and this is so bad. It's got like Naruto to Boruto vibes of like
Right? It's
now we're
not
focusing
exactly.
on the shit child, and it's awful.
I'm gonna say when she was doing that whole spiel about I'm gonna kill the things that are inside me that I don't want, I was like, is this like some fetish thing? Like this doesn't sound like normal dialogue. What is the uh um as I keep saying every week, the prologue was good and that's all it needed to be. And now please, maybe we should
Yeah, I can't
go
stress
back to
enough
being
how
good.
good the beginning of this is.
Yeah, like
Boy,
all yeah, all the stuff that made it good has kind of like been it's weird because it's still there, like it's still very much like this story about family. But the problem is that we've moved away from Reisuke to Mamoru, and Mamoru is just kind of a nothing character so far. He's just a child who is kind of insecure, and
right? I
that
mean,
is
he's
just
seven.
infinitely
Human
yeah.
beings aren't much of characters at seven.
That's also true, but still, it's sort of the kind of thing where like Reisuke had such a like cool goal in mind. Like it was simple, but you could really feel it, especially because you had that first chapter that was basically a prologue in of itself, and that made it cool, and it made that whole thing about like, oh, I want to protect my family very palpable. Whereas now it's kind of turned into a very generic, I must save the earth and thereby protecting my family kind of deal. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just not. It just isn't gripping me as much.
Isn't
Um,
hitting, as they say.
Also, page 13, when it's like, oh, this is what your parents will suffer through when in their future if you stay with them, and it's just like the most generic like
Sad
sadness
boy
images imagine.
montages, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I get what you're trying to do, but I think what would have been better here is maybe like panels of bad stuff happening instead of just facial expressions because it comes off as a little goofy.
It's
I think like
extremely goofy.
yeah, like at the very least it came off like that to me. I'm really not. I can't believe I have to turn on Earthchild, motherfucker.
It's a dark day. Dark times.
Ugh. My hero, get off the sofa. Someone else needs it.
Oh god,
Uh,
dude, it's. Mm.
yeah, it's rough. Um, 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 And it's weird because the thing is, as I said, it doesn't feel like he's rushing to the end, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's paced like a normal story at this point. Like
No,
this
it
feels
really
like a
doesn't.
yeah, right. It feels like a massive confrontation this early on in the story, or this early on in like the time
And I mean,
skip.
I
You know?
suppose it could be like, oh, here's the big bad right now to like show us how outclassed we are, and then eventually we figure out a way around it. But how do you figure out a way around the fucking Earth that you live on?
Dad, we have to nuke the planet.
We have to nuke the planet's core.
Trust me, Dad. And then the rest of the story is just them keeping the planet's core away from Mamoru.
Mamoru becomes the bad guy.
Oh, I don't know. That would be kind of cool, I guess. Um, but yeah, no, it is a darn shame. Uh, I also, God, Terra should have just stayed my head canon, where she's just a figment of
Also,
Reisuke's
really, Terra,
imagination.
really,
I mean,
that
come on, that's a free one. I'll
that
give it that one.
Jesus.
Look, it was gonna be Terra or Gaia.
I
That's
know, I know, but come on. How about you just don't name it? If all you can do is pick the generic girl name that also means Earth, how about you just don't name it?
I am the Earth, but you may call me Brittany. In between causing tsunamis, I like sitting at Starbucks and scrolling to TikTok. Ah, like the Earth is just a generic fucking white girl.
Just a valley girl.
Yeah. Um. Yeah,
Yeah, I have
I
nothing
don't know
else to say
because
on it other than I wish it wasn't bad now.
yeah, because she also comes across as just. It's weird. I cannot even say confidently this is a trope, but she feels like she's a trope.
Yep.
Like, oh, haha, I am so aloof and powerful, and I don't care about your life at all. Haha, die. And it's sort of like I can't pinpoint where I've seen that before, but it doesn't feel interesting or fresh.
Nope.
That's all I can
It
say.
sure doesn't.
Yep. Do we want to move on?
Yeah. Sure do.
All right.
Next
All
up
right.
is gonna be Aliens Area.
Was all right. Like,
This is
if
the
we're
only
not.
manga I've ever read that gives me the exact same sensation that sitting and working a customer facing office job does.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not only am I so bored the entire time, but that's exactly how people act when you just try to do your job.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this manga is gonna like become like sort of a monster or case of the week kind of thing. I guess it's fine. It's weird that it started out as definitively battle shonen though.
Yes, it started
Um,
out like definitively it was going to be about combat. It's not anymore, which is fine. It doesn't have to be. But like why is your monster why is this chapter called Break the Silence and it's about giving a slightly douchey alien a parking ticket?
yeah, it's a little
Why is
yeah,
this a
like this.
chapter about getting to know your coworker at the office? And
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
saying
know.
it has to
Like
be a battle shonen, but I am saying it has to be interesting.
yeah, that's the thing, right? Because on the surface, this premise is actually pretty interesting. Like getting to see sort of the day to day life of a alien or a counter alien Earth defense force, so to speak, but sort of not more the mundane parts of it. I think that's a cool premise. The problem is that what they do with it is kind of a whole bunch of nothing. The biggest sort of twist here is the whole thing where like it looks like it's gonna devolve into combat because the guy's getting aggressive,
Getting
and then
uppity,
they sort
yeah.
of just pull the legal stuff, which is cool, but it's not enough to support a full chapter in my opinion.
No. And it's one of those things where like they've already done this once. And I'm like, if they do it a third time, I'm gonna roll my eyes at it with him being like, "Oh, is it time to fight?" And they're like, "No, it's time for bureaucracy." And I'm like, "Okay, I get it." Like, and now he's probably gonna get another chapter next time with like a different one of the little gang, like the gaggle.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
I still don't know this one's name.
Yeah, me neither. I know no one's names
Yeah, I
here,
don't even know any
honestly.
character's name. I'm not gonna lie to you.
They say it. I remember it for 5 minutes and then it's gone. So
Yeah,
you're not alone.
yeah.
You're not alone
I
at
don't know,
all
man.
there.
I don't know. I, people like this series a lot. I don't get it. It's not for
Really?
me, I
It's
guess.
popular?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I say people. I mean like 7 really passionate people.
Okay. Um. it- yeah, I mean, if you enjoy it, it's cool. As I said, I think like an alien buddy cop shonen is a cool premise. I just kind of wish it did anything but what it's doing.
Well, it's like an alien buddy cop shonen is a cool premise, but that's not what it's being. It's being an alien police department dealing with the like boring part. Like the only thing that could have made this more boring is if they filled out the paperwork for the work they did afterward on panel.
Uh,
Like
yeah.
this was so nothing. And these characters are nothing, so it's not like it was a cool character building moment or anything. It was just our main guy being like, "Oh, am I gonna get to fight something? Oh, nope. Okay, well, I gotta get home to my siblings." And then the guy's like,
Mm,
"All right," and then it ended.
yeah, it's weird.
It's
It's a
just so
shame.
nothing.
The paneling was a little better this time, I
It
think.
was. It was. That was nice. I assume because there was no action in it. Maybe that's when he
Yeah.
devolves into the shelves.
I did like the little lore drop we get though, that the only reason people think of UFOs as saucers is because those are sort of the old models, and back when they were active, human technology wasn't great at erasing memories, so you couldn't suppress it. Nowadays, people are much better, so the newer models of UFOs aren't known to humans. I thought that was a pretty cool like lore drop.
Yeah, it was neat.
Um, but yeah, Aliens area continues to just be kind of nothing.
Sure is. Anyway,
Anyway.
moving on. Next up is Blue Box.
Oh boy, detention.
Yeah, this is not gonna go well for someone. Someone's getting hurt here, and I don't know who it's gonna be.
Yeah. Like God, because the thing is they're all hyping each other up in sort of a oh it'll be fine kind of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then those final few pages hit and they're like what is the difference between platonic friendship and just being in a relationship? And that's not exactly a super reassuring note to
No,
enter the
no, it
stage
sure
on.
isn't.
Yeah.
Um,
Um
whew.
Because that's also the thing. If he needs to like lean in close and even just fake kiss her, that's gonna activate the old hormone factory.
Correct.
And boy, that's not a good state to make decisions in. Um,
Well, one, it's gonna
but
activate the hormone factory, and two, Chinatsu is not gonna be able to tell.
that's also true. Unless he makes it like really obvious, like air kisses her half a meter. He just spits on her lips.
He does that thing where he kisses his fingers and he pokes her lip with his finger. He's like, that
Oh my
counts.
god. Yeah, but if he does that, if he were to do that, Hina would like implode, I think.
Well, right, someone's getting hurt. That's I don't know
Yeah,
who it is what
exactly.
I'm saying.
No, the worst thing is if he's gonna kiss Hina on stage, then he's gonna look to Shinatsu, he's gonna get hurt, and after the show he's gonna run up to her and he's gonna like try to kiss her and she's gonna reject him.
Oh God, that is the
That's
absolute worst way that this could end. Please
that
don't
is
let that happen.
Mr. Shonen Jump, please. We're asking you. Just no kisses. Nothing can happen
Nothing.
here.
Nobody kiss anyone.
Sounding like youth pastors here.
I know it's bad, isn't it?
Um, your lips are for singing to Jesus. Anyway, uh, but yeah, I was surprised at how like not dense this chapter was though. Like it was a lot of fluff, which is fine. Like I like these characters. It's just usually Blue Box is a lot more sort of you turn the page, oh god, you turn the page, oh god. Whereas here, it's sort of you have to turn quite a few pages before something new comes up, like the interaction between Hina and Taiki, or the final sort of stinger with the platonic friend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good shit. Makes me feel like shit, but that's the point, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what it's for. Yeah.
Yeah. Our weekly dose of teenage angst.
Mm-hmm. It's painful.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
like a
Blue
highlight
Box.
reel of all the terrible decisions that everyone made in high school.
Oh God. It's the chapter black of high school.
EA steals the tape and plugs it in, and it's just Blue Box. Oh fuck.
Since we developed at least 2 of his personalities just by looking at how Taiki's messing shit up. And this, my dear Yusuke, is why I don't play badminton. I mean, speaking of, Blue Box is actually getting a physical English release.
Yeah, I saw
By
that.
Wiz.
It's very exciting.
So, yeah, I might actually collect that. That's just good.
It is good. Shit's real good.
I do have to do a double take whenever I remember that Chinatsu isn't blonde.
Yeah, that throws me off so bad. Like, I have no problem remembering that Hina has like
Red hair, like
reddish
cherry hair.
but like Chinatsu not being blonde is just completely foreign to me.
Yeah, because if you look on like the color page, it is the title page on the app. Her hair is like a half a shade lighter than Taiki, but Taiki's hair is drawn in complete ink black, and hers is just white.
Right, which yeah, there's no tint to her hair at all.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Like, her hair should honestly be tinted about the same color that Hina's is.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a tiny bit darker. But instead it's drawn completely white.
Yeah, and it's weird because she looks very different when you have like the dark hair on top of her.
Well, also like look at Haru. He has a shaded like a shade of hair that she should probably have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Like why is it white? It bothers me so much. Because I have this revelation every time you say that she's not blonde.
You heard it here first, folks. Zenrotto's statement of the week. Why is it white?
You can't just ask people why they're white.
Well, doesn't stop me, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to add to that. Do you want to move on?
Yes. We
All
can
right.
jump to Mashle.
That was pretty cool. This was a sort of traditional
cool.
Mashle combat chapter, right?
Yeah, big old hits. I didn't know that shielding your body with magic was a thing. I feel like that's the first time this has been mentioned. I don't know. But it's cool. I'm guessing that we're gonna get the reveal next week that like, oh, Rain's not letting him help because it's not brotherly disdain, it's brotherly love because Rain is like the tropiest person and maybe in this series. But it was cool. A lot of cool big combat spectacle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Page 14 is really cool.
Gigantomachia. I like our fucking frat boy.
Yeah, frat boy, bro.
Lol, can you stop losing already? It's weird because he feels like he should be annoying because he should be sort of your stereotypical, oh, I'm so crazy, anime villain. But because he explicitly talks like an internet frat boy, it's so funny. And I don't know if that's the original text or the translation. But when he says shit like, you're up against an OP boss scrub, it's so stupid. But yeah, I also appreciated the like backstory we got on like Rain and Finn.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, and aside from that, the usual Mashle
and
sort
boy,
of.
I can't help but feel like Finn's power would be really useful here in this fight.
What, to switch places?
Yeah, well, can't he switch two things places, or can he only switch his
Yeah.
place with something else?
No, I can switch places with two things, I thought.
Yeah, so, like, every time the guy attacks Rain, just switch him and Rain every time.
Yeah. I wonder if that would actually work. Because if he like shoots his projectiles, does he lose control over them once he has applied like the initial force?
I have no idea.
So that when he's switched over, because I mean, I guess the thing is it like a guided missile or is it just a bullet? Because I mean, you shoot your gun and then you suddenly are at the other end of the gun. You're not going to be able to like magic off the bullet. It's just flying, right?
Right.
So it must be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if that'll be like a combat thing that they do now that you've mentioned it, where like Finn tries to help, but then Frat Boy's like, "Are you stupid? I have full control over my spears, all the way until they reach their target. Why would this work?" But then it actually does work because Rain did something as well. I don't know. I guess we'll see next week.
We're about to get the Yuji and Toto fight here.
Dude, Yuji and Toto is like the blueprint for place switching abilities in
It really
combat.
is iconic.
Yeah, iconic already. Not even. I mean, okay, the first Yuji and Toto fight. When was that? Like 2000, like 2019. We're looking at
Yes. Yeah.
3 years. Yeah, 3
Around there.
years. That's enough time to be iconic.
So say we here at Shonen and Chill.
Decreed. Yes. That is our decree. But yeah, no, this was cool. Do you have anything else to say on it?
No, it was a good chapter. I had fun with it. About it.
Yeah.
It's Mashle. There's
right.
never that much to say about it.
Yeah, it's good. It's raw.
All right.
So
next up, oh god, is Witch Watch.
Remember how earlier I said that Earth Girl feels like a fetish?
Yes.
In Earthchild? Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is it weird to you that they make a big deal about how the fact that she's overage and they're underage, and she keeps talking about her boobs?
Well, she keeps talking about them accidentally, no?
Okay, well, yeah, but like, the author wrote it that way. It's not a Freudian slip here. I mean, or maybe I guess it is. I don't know. All I know is it was very strange and uncomfortable.
It was a little odd. I did find it initially funny when it was like, guys, it's the busty woman character that we need.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, that one was fun. The more they focused on it, the less fun it got. I do like her character design though. Women in sweaters have me on lock.
Uh-oh.
Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, the specificity of, oh yeah, I have to eat a lot and get sort of chubby so I can then use my magic. That feels like a little bit of yeah, as I said. It feels
a little fetishy there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge. I mean, I like. She seems nice. She seems like a nice toss up to the cast, and I do like that when she's like, "Oh, you're living with boys. It must be awful. They must be so messy." Moi's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Don't you ever fucking say that shit to me again.
Yeah. We don't need your kind here. But yeah, no. If she becomes a mainstay, I guess that's cool.
I guess.
She really does come out of completely nowhere.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's part of the joke, is that she literally just turns up at the fucking door.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But man, okay, like,
yeah. The other one that sort of tipped me off about this was the whole oh, it's the big busty woman who is also like has a mom complex that she wants to pamper people. All right,
yes, but like
all
also
right,
she
author.
gets off on doing it.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Author.
Yeah.
All right.
Chill out, sir.
Why don't I book you an appointment with Mr. Freud? But hey, if her biggest crime is that she's a little fetishy. That's fine. She's still better than the fucking Earth woman.
That's true.
Yeah, and she do be having a sweater, so really can I
Earthchild
complain?
really set the bar here, didn't it?
Yeah.
For shit we're willing to tolerate these days.
um, but yeah, aside from that, this was a nothing chapter. This was almost, it was weird because it was almost like a injection of like a new character. Like, the author has like a syringe and is like, oh, I need someone else. What do the kids like? They like titties. All right.
Get
And
the
just
tits in
like,
here, quick.
yeah, give me 12 cc's of tits.
Stat.
Oh no, the series is going into cardiac arrest. Get me the MILF immediately. But yeah. It was a little weird, but we tolerate those around these parts.
Yeah, it's what it was.
What's next?
Next up is gonna be Akane-banashi.
Which was good. I think I preferred last week's chapter, but this was also very
this
good.
one was a lot of actual Rakugo focus, which is where I start to kind of. I did a lot of skimming, admittedly, when she was just Rakugoing at me.
Especially sort of the names.
Yes, yeah, but it's still good. I like that the other performers throughout it are slowly like, wait a minute, she's actually really good. Oh fuck,
Yeah, that she's like subtly pulling she lulled the audience into a sense of relaxation and slowly pulled them in, and then the baby disappears, and you can I love that panel where you can see like everyone's like shook.
Yeah, they're all like laughing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Pretty much that's all I have to say about it. It was like I liked that little bit. I don't much care for the Rakugo performances. I understand why you have to do them from time to time and why it was useful in this instance because we got to see the audience slowly get worked up into it. But there was just a lot of Rakugo panels in this one, and I do think they're drawn pretty. I think the panels where she's doing Rakugo are always like visually good looking.
Yes.
But I just don't give a shit about Rakugo, so it's like, okay.
Well, the thing that I like about the panels where she's doing Rakugo is that the Rakugo is drawn in a distinctly different style than the rest of the manga.
Yes,
it's much more sort of inky and like traditionally Japanese, and so that I don't know, it's a neat visual component. But I agree, I mean, we've said it for the last couple of weeks that this series at its best when it explains to us why we should be hype about Rakugo without expecting us to be hype about actual Rakugo.
Yeah, without seeing us or showing us Rakugo and going, "Oh man, isn't that cool?" I got nothing for that.
Akane-banashi is at its best when it gaslights you into liking Rakugo.
Yes. When it sits you down and it says, "Hey, you like this.
Yeah.
You really like this." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yeah. No, yeah." I do.
This is my favorite. All right. Do we want to move on?
Yes. Next up is gonna be one Sakamoto Days.
It was all right. It was pretty cool.
I liked it. I liked the little bit where Sakamoto was like, "Yeah, who's the teacher anyway?" And he tells him he has like a fucking war flashback, and he's like, "All right, bye." And he hangs up the phone. I'm not helping you. Bye.
Yeah, no, that was fun. And I like the setup. Like, it's a cool little challenge. Like this old woman that they need to fight. And I like the thing with the girl where she's like, "Oh yeah, I can see the pathway. Oh wait, it's a pathway to me getting killed."
Yeah, I like her in general. I enjoy her. She's a fun character.
Yeah,
because her whole thing, cool. She's all sweet and nice, but she wants to be an assassin anyway to find her family member and stuff. It's cute. I like her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the rest was just good Sakamoto choreography, I guess you would call it.
Always peak. Yeah, people hate it when we call it that, but That's what I'm calling it forever.
Well, people also like current MHA, so clearly.
Well, oh man, you're struggling to get there, aren't you?
Dog.
All right. Well, do we have
I
anything to say about Sakamoto other than I think that girl is cute, and I think the invisible guy is funny?
no, like it's a good setup. I think we're very much sort of in Sakamoto's build-up phase right now
Yeah.
with the JCC. But it definitely feels like we're getting closer to the point where it's all gonna explode. We're all gonna
Yes.
start seeing like all the fights happening, and I'm excited for that.
Yeah. I want there to be like either an attack on the compound or something, and like they have to join up and fight it out. I don't know. It'll be cool whenever it happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're now in top 3 territory.
Mm-hmm.
First one is gonna be Undead Unluck. This was cute.
Which was raw.
It
Yeah.
was raw, but it was also really cute. I like Billy now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he looks more like a dweeb, I like him now.
He would not get your power, huh?
No, he would not get whatever my power is. I don't know what it would be. I don't have a good joke lined up here. Something making fun of my hero in there somewhere.
Yeah, we had some good one last. Unsatisfied. Yeah. If my hero keeps getting worse, my power will be unemployed. But yeah, no, this was a very cute chapter.
Yeah, I like that Fuko is, coming to terms with needing to go through the loop again, but like technically, even though they'll be alive in the loop, she's still losing all the friends and connections that she's made going through it. I like the little goodbye from Fuko and Andy to Billy and Titania, especially the way that Fuko is drawn, like melting on Andy's shoulder,
just scrunched.
All scrunched. And then Billy and Titania's little makeup moment was really cute, where they kind of reconcile. And then Juiz is
Jui, I think.
Jui is there.
Yeah, that's not something we were anticipating, right?
No, I was not thinking that she was going to be there.
All right.
And the way she's drawn is very ominous for some reason. This is like an antagonist face-off kind of drawing.
It was her all along.
Because like look at Andy and Fuko's faces when they realize that she's there. So I don't know if she was just like, oh, I was the last line of defense in case they got down here, or what.
She's actually just God. That was her entire play all along.
That would actually freak me out if that was true, but it could actually happen.
It could. I mean, it's Undead Unluck. Anything can happen at any point. Also, once again, 3 consecutive double spreads right at the end there at the chapter.
Yeah, the art in this series goes so hard.
What a monster of an artist. But yeah, no, I'm really happy to see that Billy ended up being such a cool character. Because for a long time, for me, he was just sort of the I am here and I do whatever character that I could never really pin down or understand.
Yeah, just my power is to do whatever the fuck I want. I remember there was even an episode where we were like, what the fuck is his power? Is it just to have all the powers?
Well, that would also be unfair, I guess.
True.
God, good God. Oh no. I just figured it. I cracked the code, Zen.
Uh-oh.
God or whoever is his avatar is going to be a negator, and their power is going to be unlimited.
Ah, God damn it.
They're going to be completely unstoppable. And have like access
to... It's going to be the Earth Girl from Earthchild.
She's going to defeat Andy with the power of fetishes.
Oh God.
No, I don't want any more sexual content in Undead Unluck.
Yeah, that's a risky door to reopen.
Yeah. Exactly. We had it once and it was terrible. Never fucking do it again. But yeah, no, this was cool. I am super curious to see what happens in the end. like how this series ends, because right now they're building towards like the ending is going to be them like looping. But knowing Undead Unluck, it could also just decide, you know what? Actually, now the real final arc starts.
Yeah, I mean, this could easily be like, oh, Zui tells them like, this is what is gonna happen once you loop, and Fuka's like, that's it, I'm not doing it. We're gonna stop him now, or some shit. I don't know. Undead Unluck literally just does whatever it wants at all times. So
Yeah, I respect that.
yeah,
Because whenever it does whatever it wants, it's also usually pretty cool. So whenever I see that gamble pay off, I just have to respect the series.
yep.
Do you have anything else to say on it?
Nope, nope, nope. It's time
All
for
right.
the dark times here. Okay, so the next one is gonna be My Hero Academia.
This is the funniest chapter of the series. Just
so yeah, can we at least agree? All this stuff about like, oh, the bad editor is defeated and MHA is amazing again is all copium.
yes.
Because this shit sucked. This was awful.
I wouldn't say it was awful. It was in my top 3.
I hate it.
What? Shigaraki's outburst?
Yes. You build up this character throughout the entire of the series to the point that he's actually like very well written, very popular, good reason to exist. And instead of like highlighting the ideological differences between his journey and where All for One's trying to push him and have him slowly breaking away, you decide that the thing inside of him that's gonna bring him back is the little child that I'm so fucking tilted.
You gonna manage?
I don't know, man. This shit sucks. Actually, it's completely vindicated by the panel of Mirio going, "Sorry, didn't mean to offend you."
That's for me the big thing. It's like it's dumb. I do agree, and I'm gonna talk about it in a second. But I think the fact that Mirio gives him a generic like oh well, you don't have any friends, you fucking villain, kind of retort, and Shiggy just fucking starts crying and screeching. That's one of the funniest sequences of events in the, because think about what Shiggy was saying before this. He was talking about like, oh, how the system is broken and how he will repair it, or at least All For One was saying it. And Mirio's just like, oh yeah, well you're a loser, you're an incel, and Shigaraki just starts screaming at him. It's so funny, and it makes me
Also,
be
I like how his example of his friends are his siblings and a dog.
not even his siblings. Those are his like childhood friends that we've never seen,
Oh, okay.
and the dog.
And the dog. Yeah, his best friend's dog.
Yeah, but I agree. It is extremely disappointing that you have this chance to bring Shigaraki back, and instead you focus on Tenko. And I get it. The story is trying very hard to to gaslight us into thinking that Tenko is the part of Shigaraki that we care about, which I disagree with. I think
Yeah,
that
we sure
the
fucking don't.
yeah, because the thing is, the reason Tenko's like story, his flashback in MVA was so impactful was not just the story itself. It was that was tied to Tomura Shigaraki, a character who went from a fucking dweeb to the grand commander of the Liberation Army, and so there was this contrast between the two that created catharsis, and that's why Shigaraki was so popular as well, because he was a character. He was an actual fucking storyline tied up in a fictional human being. Whereas Tenko is nothing. He's just a shorthand child for like, oh, the purity in Shigaraki. And focusing on him instead of the actual character growth that we've seen is, in my opinion, a big mistake. Like, if he had instead referenced Twice and like Spinner.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This
Like,
would have been a prime moment to show Twice, because again, everyone's like, where the fuck has he been? And
yeah.
then like you can
Well,
show
he's
us
been dead.
Twice, and then you can have him be like, I'm doing this for them. Like, in part. Because his whole big thing, he has that big panel back in the past where they're like, I think it was the Liberation, it was MVA, where they're like, wait a minute, if you kill everything, are you going to kill what we care about? And he said, no, you were the exception. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to make this better for you. that was cool and cute and like sweet and like it sounds
Humanized
silly
them.
to call it cute because it's the villains, but like there was real camaraderie there. That was
Yeah,
like a team that believed in each other, even if what they believed in is shitty.
yeah, like it made him a human being. It made him someone who, sure, was an evil villain, but also someone who could say, you know what, I've been hanging out with these boys. I like them. I'm gonna like make exceptions for them, and they're my guys. Yeah, like
Right.
I totally agree. And so yeah, it's weird. It's like the story is trying extremely hard to pretend that it was about something else this entire time. That, oh, we were always looking forward to fighting All for One, and we were always looking forward to Tenko being, restored. And it's just like, no,
No.
that's not what I was interested in. I was interested in seeing Shigaraki be a fucking problem. Um, because this, of course, is just set up for, how Midoriya is going to save him in the end, and by saving him, he's going to essentially restore Tenko entirely. And I was originally okay with that because I thought, well, we're going to go through a phase where Shigaraki is going to be at the forefront again, hopefully. But it seems like they're just going to skip it. They're just going to make Shigaraki essentially synonymous with All for One, and thus just sort of group them together when that's really not the case. Like, All for One Shigaraki and Tomura Shigaraki are two completely different characters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so annoying that they're now just grouped together as the thing you need to overcome. So yeah, I didn't like that at all. I will agree with you there. But I did really like the increased focus on the big three. That's mostly why it's in my top three. I
Yeah,
really
it is
like
about time
that.
they fucking did something.
Yes, and I like that what they did is cool. Like Tamaki's fucking gross arm cannon, which by the way, Hori, why is it always gross arm cannons? Um, but that shit looks so cool.
Talking about fetish things.
Well, the thing is, I don't think you could have a fetish for this because I cannot fucking figure out what I'm looking at. My fetish is eldritch abominations.
Hey, given the shit he's been drawing lately, it might be.
What are you turned on by? Oh, just Ravak, the god of time and space, the unknowable master of the universe.
What I want to know, first of all, he ate a sea turtle, which like fuck you, bro. Don't do that. But
Yeah.
also, like, did he like sketch this out? Like, how did he plan this arm cannon? Was he like, all right, I have an idea. I'm gonna need all of this shit. Like, what was the planning that went into this?
I'm assuming he just ate a whole bunch of shit beforehand and then decided, okay, I'm gonna just fuel it all into one limb. Because, I mean, that's the thing with a lot of quirks. We don't know exactly how the user conceptualizes them. Like, we know Midoriya thinks of like one for all as like an egg in a microwave, but that's kind of it. Also, he ate a locust and a Red Sea urchin.
Mm-hmm.
He ate a tarantula.
Also, I like how some of these are just like, dragon fruit. What's dragon fruit doing for you in this?
I don't know. Maybe his arm is like really gross.
I mean, it is.
It has a it has a bit of an odd like effect on it now that I'm looking at it. Like if you look to the legs of the arm, there's like it's like lower opacity and it looks a little odd. Is it just on my phone?
No, it's like
No.
that for me too, but I think it's because there's other stuff that's like that too. I think it's just the way the panel's designed.
Okay.
Like if you look at Sun
Um.
Eater's feet,
Oh yeah. No, you're right. But yeah, I'm ready for Sunny to do some cool shit. I think he's a really cool character with a
how
cool
disappointed
power.
are you going to be when his cool shit is he fires that cannon and it doesn't do anything, and then he gets fucking blasted by Shigaraki?
You know what? Dying is a cool thing too.
He's not going to die. He's going to get grabbed by Mirio at the last minute.
I don't know. I'm getting death flags, and we are at the end of the series where you can actually kill people off.
We'll see. He's not Night Eye. Night Eye is the only one allowed to die.
That's true. Nada's the only one who got sent to the shitty hospital.
Now they know that the fucking Super Mario Hospital exists. No one's dying
Oh
again.
my god. No, it wasn't. He was at the same hospital. No. The problem was that he didn't have a Nintendo Switch Online subscription because that also doubles as health insurance. Mr. Nintendo walked into the room and was like, "Did he pay? Did he pay for Earthbound or did he emulate it?" Well, he emulated it because it's not available legally. Pull the plug.
They pull up his computer and it's got a bunch of like never released again GBA ROMs on it,
Mhm.
and the doctor just looks down at him and just pulls the machine out and walks out of the room.
They like look up his PC, and then they see he has a single like ROM of Pokemon Yellow that he's never actually played, and he tells the nurse to just wheel his hospital bed down the hill with
It's
him in
like
it.
that SpongeBob episode where they're
Yeah,
like,
that's
Mr. Krabs
exactly what I
doesn't
was
have
thinking.
insurance, and they just kick him out the front door.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of as well. Um, but yeah, no. I'm okay with this chapter. As I said, I really like the fact that the big three are doing shit. I like the little reveal that we got that Nejire was actually an introvert, and it was our boys that ruined her.
Destroyed her her
Her attention
character
span.
archetype.
Yeah. Um, and also for as much as I'm annoyed at what's happening with Shiggy, "You people built a tomb for yourselves" is such a cool line. I really do like that. I need more of that shit with less all for one in it.
Yeah, but that was all for one saying that.
Well, in German we have a saying that translates to even the blind chicken finds a corn every once in a while.
So even a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Yeah, or even a broken clock is right twice a day.
There you go.
There we
Is
go.
that
All
true?
right.
I feel like that saying is not true.
A clock is right twice a day?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be true? If it gets stuck on any one time,
But just because it's broken doesn't mean it's not. It's stuck. It just means that it's not correct.
well, I mean,
You can have a broken clock that ticks too fast.
well, okay, fine, but like I would say in most cases when you have like a broken clock, the problem is it's not clocking.
All right, I guess. I guess. I
Destroying
don't.
the
I don't
facts of
sign off on
logic.
that one. I'm just saying.
Destroyed. We have it here, folks. Who would win, Oceans versus Zen, in a debate about clocks?
Clock
Lo-
functionality.
yeah. Clock power scaling. We finally answered the long-awaited question.
Uh,
All right, I have nothing more in My Hero. It was fine. I liked it. It gets a lot of points because it is My Hero, and I am very invested. But that Chiggy stuff is just a good example of how My Hero is trying to reframe itself around things that never built up, instead of capitalizing on the things that did build up.
which
And it's
sucks because
very
the stuff
annoying.
it built up was good and interesting, and I wanted to
Yeah.
see more of it.
Yeah. And also, the editor was not the problem.
No,
Clearly not.
no, we need to stop with that.
Yeah. I'm thinking the editor's biggest contribution was probably pulling Mirio into the first war. I am fairly confident now that that was partially uh influenced by his
Because of
presence,
how
because
well it fits here and how bad it fit there,
yeah, because of how
and
well it
how he
fits
did
here, and
nothing
how
when he appeared.
yes, and also how his reintroduction in the first war was very soon after the editor arrived, and this thing, Mirio's reappearance, has happened almost immediately after the editor left. So I'm feeling like that's sort of an indication that he had something to do with that particular plot point. But we can't know. That's the important thing to keep in mind with these things. Like, if someone tells you, "Oh, did you know the editor of My Hero ruined the manga like on purpose?" They're fucking lying, because A, who the fuck does that, and B, we know jack shit about how much influence the editors actually have. Everything is just a bunch of assumptions.
Yeah, you really never know.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
Next up is going to be Chainsaw Man.
Which was cool.
It is. I like the. You mentioned it last week a little bit, like how kind of how you thought that this would be what Denji and Pachito were like.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing a character struggle a bit more with like their new status, right? Like it's interesting to me, the
Mm-hmm.
relationship between her and War, and her friends trying to be nice to her, which is they're almost certainly going to die because this is Chainsaw Man.
Yeah,
So,
she's too nice.
uh huh.
But yeah, no, this chapter was interesting because it almost felt like a one shot,
A
or
little
like in
bit,
the
yeah.
style, yeah, in the style of one shots, like especially page, oh, which is it? Page 15 felt like something out of Look Back.
Yep, that was exactly the one that I was just looking at.
Yeah.
And then like the way it ends too is just her wearing the shoes, and then it
Mhm.
just kind of like is the sky, and it's done. Felt
Yeah,
very Fujimoto one shot esque.
which is good. I think that's a good energy for him to bring.
Yes, I agree. I like how she is bullied by them throwing chicken breasts on her shoes.
Which to me that's kind of weird because honest to God, why would you waste chicken breast like that? That shit's
Yeah,
not
it's
cheap.
expensive, man.
Yeah.
Just to throw on
Um
someone's shoes.
yeah, that, and also it's not like chicken, it's not like they're in Japan, a place where living is already expensive. We're gonna waste all that good food. Um, but yeah, aside from that, I think there wasn't that much to talk about. Like it was really just a good example of how Fujimoto understands something a lot of shonen authors tend to struggle with, which is just having the confidence of doing a quiet, low stakes chapter that doesn't feel like filler.
Right, and
Um,
that is like a big thing because I think especially here we tend to criticize chapters that just do nothing, where
mhm.
it's like, wow, this was nothing. But the difference here is that when when Fujimoto takes this break, like I'm not calling it a break, but like when he is doing something that is not really related to the main plot, there's not really any focus on finding Denji or any devil related anything really. Um, it gives us these character moments between these two that are
Mhm.
sweet and nice, and you're like, damn, that was cute, and now like I'm invested more in the friendship between these two. Whereas a lot of the time it's shit like Aliens area where it's like, oh, he gave him a parking ticket and he went home.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think also what helps with Fujimoto is the fact that he is so investigative of like the mental state of his characters. And not like overtly, he doesn't have like monologues and shit. He just has so many panels of people's facial expressions. And if you look sort of at on page 2, sort of the bottom triplet of panels, where it's just a sequence of her looking up. No words, nothing, and we don't even know what she's looking at yet, but it just communicates like a certain tension and like a level of pensiveness regarding what she's doing currently, bookended by whatever she's looking at. And these things, they're not like revolutionary, but by doing these things, it's kind of like a one take shot in a movie. It's not revolutionary, but it makes you pay attention. You look at it and you're like, okay, you're putting your big boy pants on. What are you trying to show me? And just by virtue of that, I think Fujimoto gets away with doing quieter chapters because he knows how to keep you invested. He knows how to give you signals to say, look, don't skim.
Like I think
Um,
the ending sequence is a good example of that too, where like you get the panel of the ground, then you get her walking across the ground, then you get her walking with the city as the backdrop, and then she's been stressed and panicky the entire chapter. She's almost constantly been like looking scared, looking tired, looking flustered. And then she's walking, looking down at the shoes that someone gave her at just as a gesture of kindness, and it's the first time she looks content in the entire chapter.
mhm. Yeah, exactly. And stuff like that where you can see that it's not just a quiet chapter, it has a very distinct point. Whereas in something like Aliens Area, it feels like it's a chapter sort of bumbling through a cool but very low stakes premise. Whereas here again, there's this intention, there's this attention grabbing like codifier, so to speak, right? And Fujimoto is great at using paneling to like get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he wants you to listen or to just open your eyes, he will make these like especially sequential panels and things like that. Like if you look on page 9, the top like quartet of panels,
Mm-hmm.
where it's the other girl so saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, that's gross," and you just have two unchanged panels of our main girl, and just I'm fine. Just yeah, 3 images, 4 images,
Right,
basically the
because the
exact
one that's
same.
unchanged, like it intentionally gives you, it evokes this like a shot in a movie where someone lingers and hesitates before responding. Like
Yeah.
I can think
Would
of a lot of series where those two panels of her face would not be there.
yes, absolutely. Um, and it fits. I mean, Fujimoto is a film nerd, so it really fits that there are a lot of techniques here that evoke a lot of the similar benefits that a lot of movie techniques have. And I think that's also what gives a lot of Fujimoto's work its its distinct flavor. Like if you look at Fire Punch, at Chainsaw Man, at Look Back, and even more recent stuff like Goodbye Eri and um, Just Listen to the Song, you always have this like interactivity with media. This idea that um, a story that takes place in a world where media exists can be also expressed through the character's relationship to media. And in Chainsaw Man, we had it on a very sort of surface level. We had, you know, should bad movies exist? The whole discourse with Makima. We had obviously Goodbye Eri, which was a much more um, like dense look at that sort of topic. And I just like that you can see that being reflected even in the way he panels. I think it really gives him a very strong identity as an author. Like you open up any Fujimoto work and you know it's by him. Like you don't
Mm-hmm.
even need to see the name. You don't even need to see the art style. It's a Fujimoto story. So yeah, I am so glad Chainsaw Man is back, man.
Fucking love Chainsaw Man. God damn.
Finally, uh fucking Jump Sundays or Jump sort of beginning of the weeks are finally fucking saved again.
Peak Fiction returns.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have Jutsu Kaisen and we do have My Hero every blue moon when it
My
decides,
Hero
hey,
every 4 to 6 weeks.
yeah, when it decides, remember when we were good, good times. Um, but okay, do we want to move into the finale or do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't have anything else for Chainsaw Man right now. Just equal parroting that I'm very happy that it's fucking back.
Hmm.
Love Fujimoto. All right, so the next up is going to be Jujutsu Kaisen.
Eek.
So
Personally,
okay, I am. Well, one, I'm glad now he is gross. I'm glad he looks
yes.
fucking nasty. Um, I liked the little explanation that like um Maki's reaction to "Oh, your mom killed me," and because now Maki was trying to like think to herself, "Shit, I didn't use my sword. I punched him to death." Um, and then she kind of gets the realization that he didn't die. Um, I like that Kamo once again got fucking blasted. I don't know why it's funny to me that he's just like the butt monkey of the series. He does nothing but get shit on.
Immense divorced energy.
I assume he's gonna get a power up here, probably.
I mean, he did use piercing blood, I think, for the first time, right?
No, he uses it in the fighting against Hanami.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, he
it's what
did.
scratches his head, and then Megami goes, "Oh my god, he could hurt that thing. He was holding back against me."
Yeah, right. Okay. But it's been the first time in a while that we've seen him use piercing
Yes, and
blood.
it was on a much bigger scale than he used it before because he shot it across a room, not from the
Mhm.
top of like a mountain or whatever the fuck he's on right now. Um, but again, like he immediately got shit tossed by Naoya, and I assume that we're not going to go into like Maki versus Naoya Part Two. Like I assume there's gonna be something that differentiates it.
Mm. Well, I mean, I think the fact that Naoya is really only Naoya in voice and name already differentiates it quite a bit because, I mean, he barely looks like him in his first form, and in his second form, he doesn't look like him at all.
Yeah,
So I feel
although
like
he's still like super speed based. I don't know if they have like same powers or like similar powers.
Mhm.
It's Maki versus a fast boy who hates women.
True, but I mean, Kamo did say that when he was just a cursed womb, he was so fast. How is he gonna evolve? And I wonder if it's gonna be something like if it's gonna be something like teleportation or something different.
Maybe.
Because his second form almost looks like Deoxys from Pokemon.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah. Um.
I still feel like it's just regular speed though because we see Maki reacting to it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like we see Maki follow him and try to warn Noritoshi, and Noritoshi's the only one that can't keep up with the speed. Um, So I don't know.
Yeah, but honestly, as I said, I consider Naoya a gag character, so to me, this is just really funny and cool. And
It's so funny to me every time Noritoshi gets shit on. I'm sorry. I'm sure someone likes him. There's got to be at least one fan
Mhm.
of Noritoshi Kamo out there. But fuck, this is so funny.
That, and also to me, it's cool that we're getting an actual example of the thing we had heard before. I feel like I said that last time as well. But I like that we're following up on the whole if you don't kill a sorcerer with cursed energy, they'll come back as a curse. And so it's cool that we're now seeing sort of the consequences of that actually happening. And I like that they're pretty catastrophical. Because the reason they would avoid that at all costs, avoid having sorcerers turn to curses, would be, I guess, like we're seeing here, that they manifest as really fucking strong curses.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, right, when you're a human, your curse technique is like etched into you, and then when you turn into a curse, a being made out of cursed energy, that curse technique must go into fucking overdrive. So I wonder if we're gonna see if it's gonna be teleportation, as I said, or maybe as you said, it'll just sort of be projection sorcery again, but like with a new twist.
Mm-hmm. Like an evolved version of it.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, aside from that, just good Jujutsu Kaisen choreography and paneling.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
The big ass spread panel of the piercing blood looks so good.
mhm. Yes. Also like the panels of Maki cutting Worm Naoya apart. Very cool. Like Gege is getting so much mileage out of that sword by like
Mm-hmm.
drawing it like very wide and like wobbly. That's really
I
cool.
also like the panel where she literally grabs his nasty worm skin and throws him into the arrows.
Yeah, that's also really cool.
What do those
Naoya.
arrows do? Do Kamo's arrows do something? I thought he only. I thought that was they had blood on them so he could like make them move in midair,
Yeah, but I mean, I'm assuming because it's his blood, he can control it
make it like
completely. So I'm
fuck with
assuming,
you when it hits you or something. Because when the arrows
yeah.
stick into his back, it starts like swelling up and like exploding. Yeah, he
I mean,
like bursts in
honestly,
half. Oh no, that was Maki cutting him. Well, it's still it looks bad. Looks painful.
yeah. I mean, theoretically, once the arrows hit the blood on them, he could control it to like explode or to like heat up and
Yeah.
melt the body. And because it's curse technique blood, it would affect curses. So I don't know. Because I mean, he can control what is it like the everything about his blood, the composition, the temperature, the
Mm-hmm.
density. So he could also just fucking make it poisonous, I guess.
Can he? Because I thought it was a big deal that the uh, death paintings had poison blood. That was like a special
Well,
thing for them.
well, yeah, I would assume that for them the special thing would be that they have it sort of by nature, but maybe sort of a very advanced blood manipulation user could like make pieces of their blood poisonous,
Could like
like
change
on
the
those arrows.
composition of it, like on a
Yeah,
chemical level. I could see that.
yeah. Because also the big thing with the death paintings is that they can have it be poisonous all of the time because they're not really living beings. Whereas with a human, if you make all of your blood poisonous, well, good job,
Yeah,
you're
you're gonna
dead.
die from having poison blood. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I mean, as I said, I'm just speculating based on like those veins on his back. Um, because I don't think those are from Maki, because we do get a panel later of her
No, yeah,
like
those
glaring
are
and
definitely from the arrows.
yeah.
And then
So I don't know what
Maki
that
like
is.
cuts along that line later.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yes.
so I don't know.
But yeah, good chapter. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm just glad
Now
that
he's
we
such a douche.
what.
I'm rereading that part to look at that panel. And then he gives a speech about like, oh, I feel bad for all the cursed spirits I killed. Not. It's like, what are you, fucking idiot?
But that's what makes him so good.
It
He's just
is.
a
He's
piece of
so like
shit.
easy to hate.
Yeah. He's just overall a massive fucking dickhead. To the point where like literally he's the misogyny devil. And it's so funny every time. I I I'm not going to apologize for it. Um but yeah, I will say I really like the look of his second form. I like it when the curses start looking more like fucked up and incorporeal. speaking of having a fetish for eldritch creatures, like Lovecraftian horrors, I think those are the best kinds of like curses in the series. Um, yeah, good Jujutsu Kaisen chapter this week.
Very good. Very good stuff.
Is that it?
I think that's it. I think we are another Sunday in the books.
Yep. Oh, also a thing I
Actually, on
forgot to
Sunday this
mention.
time.
Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention about My Hero that is a little concerning is the fact that it's 11 pages.
It's only 11 pages. Why did I not notice
It's
that?
Yeah, it's only 11 pages. It's
That is worrying.
yeah.
Oh my god,
Well,
it is only 11 pages.
yep. I wish Hori the best. I hope he can push through whatever might have caused this crunch, because another thing I've noticed is that a lot of the chapters this week had a couple of uh not great translations and just grammatical errors. I'm pretty sure there was at least one in Earthchild. I've seen that there are one or two in Black Clover. So I wonder if this week was just like a big, one of those everything happens at once weeks, both in Japan and over here in the West. Um, but I don't know. I cannot speak on that. I can only observe it.
Yeah. For those of you who somehow watch the show and don't know, standard chapter size is 19.
Mhm.
So 11 is pretty small, which implies that he is not feeling super great, or there's something else going on that's keeping him from hitting it. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
because when during joint training, which was arguably his worst stretch in terms of like working conditions, he was pumping out chapters that were 14 pages long, and that was cause for concern. 11? Yeah, not great. As I said, I hope it really is just to do with like a delay or something
Mm-hmm.
in some part of the
Yeah.
process,
Well,
but
if next week is back to 19, we'll probably be okay. But if it's like another
yeah.
10-page chapter, that might be a problem.
Yeah. Um but okay, aside from that, I guess we are done.
I think so. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Shonen and Chill, and we will see you next time.
Bye.